use AI? Absolutely. Use ChatGPT? You know ChatGPT? I love ChatGPT. I love it.
Good morning and welcome to Heartbreak and Hope. Our opening words are from this book called Facing Apocalypse by Catherine Keller. And this is a book about the book of Revelation, read in a environmental key. And I really enjoy reading and rereading this, but the beginning seemed fitting to what we're going to talk about. She asks, why the endless triumph of greed and power? One of those ancient teachers denounced the global economics and politics of his time in language that sounds eerily relevant to ours. He wrote a long scroll of a letter warning that the news would get worse, much worse, before it gets better. And why are we still acting out the dark dreams of John's apocalypse?
I learned some interesting things about AI.
Oh?
So I was reading a couple articles about AI, and one article was talking about why AI was never actually going to take our jobs. This is an interesting thought process. But what they were saying is AI is actually just a probability machine. It takes all the information and it says, okay, based on all the information I have, what is most probable? Which means that if you feed it bad information, it's going to produce a bad result. Additionally, because it is a probability algorithm, it doesn't have human knowledge about, it can't read the room. It can't read the room. It doesn't have context, it doesn't have body language, it doesn't have any of the kinds of input or even like past history that makes a human look at something and say, well, if all things were equal, it would be this. But knowing all of these other things, I actually think this. So that it literally can't make, and that is the difference between a machine and a human. And so it can't make human decisions.
Yeah, there is a guy on TikTok that asks ChatGPT questions and shows everybody how ChatGPT gets it wrong every single time. And still does. It doesn't matter that we have new versions, and because ChatGPT lies to you first. And and the other thing that I think it is great is not only if you put bad information, it gives you bad answers, but if it feeds on itself,
yes,
it becomes stupider and stupider. And there's been examples in the news of engineers that were fired en masse that were called back. They were fired because AI was going to take care of them. And I think it's in tech. I don't think it's like, I don't remember it, but and they had to hire them back because the AI wasn't doing the thing. I also like the way that in the tech world, like tech bros, they don't necessarily ever say that AI makes a mistake or gives incorrect answers. They say AI is hallucinating. That's what they call that. because they're so convinced
That
that,
what, actually intelligence behind that?
yeah, like they're so and you know, I touched a little bit on it. One of the articles that I read is this article that is called "Eugenics and the Promise of Utopia Through Artificial General Intelligence." This is a peer-reviewed article that that says, here's how you go from eugenics to artificial general intelligence, which is the thing we were discussing today, is that wanting to create something perfect, something superhuman, something perfect and superior, not simply human stock, which was the eugenics of yore, if you will, but sort of like projected to the future. And it's rooted in the concept of IQ, which is a racist concept. And it goes to what you were saying, that AI cannot read the room. It doesn't have, and what the Pope is saying, AI doesn't have a heart, hasn't suffered, doesn't pine or anything like that. So you cannot expect it to know about the human experience. It sounds like it knows about the human experience, but it doesn't.
Our closing words today come from You Can Do Anything Magic Skeleton, Monster Motivations to Move Your Butt and Get You to Do the Thing by Chuck Wendig and Natalie Metzger. There's only one illustration. It's a little pillow. Are you emotionally exhausted? Because I'm emotionally exhausted. Let's all go somewhere nice. Watch a sunset, read a book, take a nap, a big nap pile, a nap mountain. All of us in the throes of one great big wonderful nap, a veritable nap-pocalypse, a true Armageddon. Am I right?